Wait, check one, two, check one, two. Where is the background music? I guess there isn't gonna be one here. Right. I think I gotta turn that on. There we go. This is weird. Not gonna lie, this is weird. Oh, that's why. Apparently there's a playlist now in Mahjong Soul. I wasn't aware of this. At least I wasn't aware that a playlist existed in Mahjong Soul. That wasn't a thing before. Or maybe it was. And I didn't realize it. Anyway, this goes off. This goes off. The classic background music for Mahjong. Anyway. Wait, what's going on with the... No, close that. There we go. Alright, I think we're set. I think we're finally set. Anyway. Hey everyone, my name is Ruka. Welcome to Mahjong and Chat, where we play Mahjong together if there's people around. Otherwise, I'm probably going to try ranking. And then once there's actually enough people around, then we can actually get some things together. But basically, this is my excuse to do a Zatsu, or at least one of the only ways I can do a Zatsu. The other one being when there's food involved, and right now I have eaten way too much food, so that's not gonna be a thing. That's not gonna be a thing. Though there are some hand cam food related stuff that's planned in the future. That is just not today. So anyway, I guess I'll warm up here in ranked before we try to see if there's any people in chat that would like to try a match. But here we go for now. And I gotta say though, there was like a huge update in Mahjong, so I'm guessing that was one of the things, the playlist in the, what do you call it? The playlist in the lobby, which I am not used to. So yeah. Anyway, so right now, honestly, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I mean, we kind of just covered most of it stuff. Hey Delphi, welcome. How's it going? Yeah, for now, if we can get at least one more person, that'd be great. But we need like at least two people, two other people. No, one. So we need at least 3 players. At least, yeah. There we go. That's a condition. At least 3 players. So yeah. Hey, both of you. Hey, both of you. How's it going? By the way, happy Friday. Happy Friday. If you're in the U.S., I guess it's a long weekend. If you're not in the U.S., well, it is what it is. Gambling game. It's not gambling if there's no money involved. You know, it's just a game. Otherwise, that's kind of how this works. Okay, and my hands are terrible. Holy crap. I know I haven't been playing this for the past few weeks. I mean, especially since I came back from the trip and stuff like that. But I am starting to like wonder, like, what the heck is going on with my hand here? What is going on with my hand? I don't know how to deal with this. And I feel like whatever I've just got dealt with, this is not the optimal hand to work with. I think I would have to like have this closed or something. That is the best way forward. No other way to do this. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing fine otherwise. I guess since Wednesday I was playing the bunny game. I call it the bunny game. The server I'm in also calls it the bunny game. But I've been playing a lot of Rabbit and Steel since I streamed it, and I don't know why, but I am kind of addicted when playing that thing. And it's probably because it's a little bit different than your typical, what do you call this, bullet hell. I don't know if you can even I don't know if you can even really call it bullet hell. There are bullets, but it's not really bullet hell because the way it plays is kind of like a MMO. And I haven't played any Final Fantasy 14 outside the first couple of hours, but it's like, apparently that's how raids work. Apparently that's how raids work, and I never knew this, I guess. And it's kind of fun, but also a little bit hectic. So I've been doing solo games for the most part, but I need to get to the point where I actually go into lobbies and try to party with other people, and they yell at me for not doing things right. It's like, excuse me, I've never done this before. We gotta learn somewhere. I guess you can solo. Ouch. This is why you don't reach E, but at the same time you got to sometimes. Anyway. I have a feeling this is gonna be a great start to the ranking. My luck has not been that great before the trip, and I think it has reset it again to being not so great, so hopefully I don't derank on this stream, but if I do derank on this stream, that's why. That is why. I got to Ricci, true. That doesn't usually happen. Because when you Ricci, I mean, at least the opportunity to Ricci was there. And I took it because my hand was utter crap. And there was nowhere else to go. What was I gonna do? Make triplets of everything? That wasn't gonna happen. Statistically speaking, my hand was cooked. But, you know, sometimes you go forward, sometimes you just don't do anything. And so, I guess sometimes that don't do anything is probably the best option in any given time, because if you do something and it backfires, it hurts. But if you don't do anything and nothing happens, I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But it's probably also like, maybe you should have done something. But when the game is RNG, can you really do anything? I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel with roguelikes too. It's like, the game is partly skill, the game is also partly RNG. But there's not a whole lot you can do. So what do you do? Don't got a clue. Don't got a freaking clue. Do your best, I guess. Do your best. Anyway, this week has been weird. Weird in a way that it's like, not a whole lot of stuff has happened. And it's because it's like the prelude to the long weekend, so I don't know. Maybe a little bit busy, maybe not so busy. And I'm like trying to figure out plans for next week and such like that. Either stream plans, either video plans. Holy crap, that's a lot. At least that wasn't me. That wasn't. Oh wait, it was kind of me. It was kind of me. I wasn't. I was dealer, and it's never a good time when someone has a big hand, and you're the dealer because you gotta pay half that hand. It's like you're screwed regardless of what you do. Wow. Any way to actually prevent that? I don't know. Yeah, I told you guys this was a good stream, or at least a good session, where apparently I just I think we're in the balancing part of my luck. After a couple of weeks hiatus from Mahjong. It's like I think I kind of know how to play still, but that's not the point. The point is the table hates me. The table absolutely hates me, or at least it's like, you know what? Let's give you a baptism by fire again because it's been a while. And this was me after I recovered. Oh no, I haven't recovered yet. I'm still in Adept 1. I'm still in Adept 1 after having D-ranked a while back. Screw it. We're rushing this hand. We are absolutely gonna try to rush this hand. I don't think it's gonna work, but we're gonna try anyway. I'm just like considering things in the future. And Mahjong keeps saying, no, you're gonna stay right where you're at, rank-wise. Please, let me at least get back to Adept 2 and then maybe we can hang out in Adept 2 for a while. I don't know. It's not even reading about the disc. It's not even reading the discards. This table's luck, especially above and to my right, is kind of crazy. But now we're in Tenpai, so maybe it's not too bad? No, don't say that. Because this happens. This happens. You get denied the hand as soon as you get it. I had at least a mangan in my hand. This table could not hate me anymore. What the heck? Well, I mean, it could be worse, right? It could be worse. I could also have like... I could have been Rond with every single hand. That would have been much worse. Except it didn't happen. It could happen, but it didn't happen. It kind of reminds me of that one game I did, like just me playing by myself, where I was in the room, and there was this one Ichihime, because there's always Ichihimes in the room somewhere, and they had the worst luck, because I would win like every single hand. And either it's a sumo or it's a run against them. I'm surprised they didn't quit in the middle of it. But they were the only ones that lost any points throughout the entire thing. And maybe that luck has come back. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's how Mahjong luck works, but it tends to balance it. It tends to balance itself out somehow. Like, I know there's a whole lot of superstition in Mahjong, and I kind of believe in it, because there's only so much you can do with statistics and whatnot. At least with, I mean, yeah, there's only so much you can do. It's like partly RNG anyway. But right now, honestly, my mind right now is just full of bunnies. It's just full of bunnies. I've been playing Rabbit and Steel since I got home earlier today. Maybe took a couple of breaks in between, but mostly my brain is like Rabbit and Steel, Rabbit and Steel, Rabbit and Steel. And banging my head against the wall because I can't get past a mouse. The mice in that game are so mean. Holy crap. They don't let you pass. It's like, I think, so if for anyone who hasn't played Rabbit and Steel or seen the VOD for Rabbit and Steel, let me just explain it really quick. It's basically an MMO simulator, and you have different classes that do, I guess they all do somewhat similar things. There is no healer class. If there was a healer class, I think it would make the game a little bit too easy. But anyway, there is no healer class. And every class has a slightly different mechanic that you know, it just kind of makes the DPS a little bit more interesting. And some are better at it than others. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point I was trying to make is my hand is screwed. That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, is there a way out of this? I don't know if there's a way out of this. I think the only way out of this is that I sumo. But this is also okay. A Furi 10 is not the worst thing in the world, because if you end the round in Furi 10, you still get points for it, assuming everyone else is not in Tenpai. But and also if you get lucky enough, if you get lucky enough and draw the tile, then it's technically a sumo, a close sumo in this case. So it's not the worst thing. You just can't run off someone. Fair enough. I didn't think I needed that one so, but I guess I needed that one so, and I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of it. Oh well. I can't see the future with these hands. If I did, I would be a millionaire. I'm not talking about in Mahjong. I would be a million in real life too, because holy crap. Can you imagine? Can you imagine like winning the lottery with that kind of foresight? If not the lottery, at least some really good stock picks, because I need them right now. I need those really good stock picks right now so I can like travel forever, basically. It would be nice. It definitely would be nice. There's a lot of things that would be nice. One of the things actually I'm kind of thinking about is like, well, no, let me back up a bit. Let me back up that thought a bit. So I've been to Japan for quite a few times. I think it's been a total of 6 times by now. I want to say it's 6 times by now. The only reason why is because COVID happened and there was like that gap of 2 or 3 years where Japan wouldn't let anyone in, and that was kind of sad because like, man, there was a time during those 2 or 3 years where I would have loved to have gone there for 3 months just to unwind, because there was a lot of rough stuff that happened in my life at that point. But because they were closed, I couldn't exactly do that. Instead went to Canada, and Canada wasn't bad, to be honest. Probably went to a not so interesting part of Canada, namely Vancouver. Nothing against Vancouver, but it's not everyone's winning hands except for me. What the heck? I went to Toronto. Toronto's not bad. Vancouver is actually really nice. I have not been to Vancouver. But anyway, Vancouver has Banff nearby and Calgary. Really nice nature out there. Meanwhile, Toronto, I guess if you're a city person, that's kind of more your jam. Fine. It's not really my thing. I'll be honest. But it was interesting. The well, it's not the farmers market. What is it called? The oldest, basically supermarket in Toronto. Well, it's not really a supermarket. It's more like a collection of markets. I don't know what you would call that. But did that. Also did the Chinatown. Chinatown was mildly interesting. It's not anything like the Chinatown in New York or even, I guess, California. But it's still a Chinatown. Probably one of the neater Chinatowns, but it's alright. It's alright. To me, a city is a city unless it's Tokyo, and Tokyo has a lot of stuff going for it. I guess Toronto does too, if you know where to look. But for the most part, it was okay. It was okay. But Japan just has so much stuff to explore in Tokyo, outside of Tokyo, anywhere basically. And having been there several times already, it's like, man, I would like to try to live here for a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's for like 3 months, 6 months, a year. I would like to try to at least be here on an extended stay. I think the longest I've ever been over there was maybe around, I think like 22 days. 22 days in Japan. Sounds like a long time. It kind of is. It kind of is. But it didn't feel long at all. It did feel like each week was like chapters of a visit, and once that chapter was gone or done, once that chapter was done, the next one was like, okay, we're here now, let's do the thing, and did the thing. But after it's all said and done, it's like, oh no, what are we actually doing now? I am in 4th place. I had a feeling this was gonna happen, and I only got wronged once. I only got wronged once, and it wasn't for that much. But that sumo did not help whatsoever. The heck. Okay, I don't think we still have enough people. I know Delphi's around. The usual people that we would be playing with have not arrived yet. So I'm gonna go for ranked another time, and hopefully they'll show up by then. But if you're here for a game and we don't get a game together at the end of this, I'm sorry. We just don't have the people. We just don't have the people. Oh well. I will just ramble in the meantime. But yeah, anyway. It's like, what would it be like to be in Japan for an extended stay and traveling for an extended stay? I don't know. But for some places you can be there for 3 months. And 3 months sounds like a long time, and I guess it kind of is. I mean, that is like a good chunk of the year already. And 3 months traveling around might sound expensive, but at the same time, though, your biggest expense in Japan is really just transportation, especially if you either fly or use a Shinkansen, or I guess hotels. But you can find like places to stay for pretty cheap, actually. That's not like going to make you go broke. I mean, for the most part, hotels are not too expensive to begin with. Hotels are, I guess, roughly the same amount as they would be in North America, maybe cheaper and smaller because Japan. But if you know where to look, you can get a decent place for like under $100 per night, and everything's a-okay basically. But yeah, I guess let's say if you're really good at looking, you can probably find a place for like $50 a night. And $50 a night times 90 days, let's say the maximum number of days you can stay there, times 90 days, that's about $4,500, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but that's over 3 months. And then if you think about it, that's not too bad if your rent is about that much to begin with. If you rent, but if your rent's higher than that, I mean, if your rent's higher than that amount of for hotels, not too terrible if you think about it. Bro's not winning. Hey Mars, yes, bro is not winning because the world has decided that my luck is not sufficient enough to win today. So yeah, for the first set of matches was like, back to Mahjong reality, and it's been a while since I played Mahjong anyway. I say a while, but it's only been a few weeks. That is basically forever in Mahjong years. But yeah, I mean, accommodation is going to be on one side going to be expensive regardless. It's going to be the biggest chunk of expenses. And food's not bad. I mean, sure, depending on your budget, you can either blow it or, you know, find something reasonable for like $25 a day, and that's not just eating ramen. You don't want to eat ramen every single day while you're in Japan. Trust me. I think there was one trip. Man, was it this trip or was it the previous trip? I think it was the previous trip. The previous trip, I must have eaten ramen 6 or 7 times within the span of 20-ish days. And I did not feel good at all doing that. It was, I mean, ramen's kind of heavy. Not gonna lie, ramen's kind of heavy. And depending on where you go, it's just gonna knock you out. So I did not feel good about that. But once in a while is fine. Maybe like once or twice in a week is fine. I don't know why, but instant ramen doesn't bother me. But real ramen, because it is so heavy, you gotta be careful with that one. Gotta be careful with that one a little bit. Please do not do it, do not do it, do not do it. Okay, good. I was ready for the Ron. The Ron did not come, and that is okay. But no, I just kind of, I really want to just be in Japan for a solid 3 months at least to travel. But then what? I would have to like quit my job to do that. I think I've talked about this a number of times already. So what's the other option? What is the other option where if I'm quitting my job anyway and I want to stay in Japan for a long term, what do I do? And I'm thinking you can always go to school in Japan if you can't find a job right away. And after the school, depending on the school, they might even help you find a job to stay there for a little bit longer if you so wished. And if you do go to school in Japan, there's a few options. If you have a degree or don't have a degree, I guess you can probably go to university over there. But I'm not sure if I think the classes would be in Japanese, so you would need a decent amount of Japanese to even do university or even grad school. I guess it depends on the grad school. Though I think there was one thing, there was one I saw where, like, if you want to do grad school in Japan, there is a place that does it instructions in English, and it's like an MBA. An MBA is like the most generic master's degree you can ever get, but it's, I guess, useful, especially if you're like trying to either run a business or go into some sort of office work where you're trying to be an administrator or something. It's not a bad thing to get, but it's just like the most generic thing ever. But if you want to stay in Japan for a little bit longer, I guess that would be one way. Go to university or grad school, and you'll be there for, I guess, I think if it's university, it's probably 4 years. If it's grad school, probably at least 3 to 4 years, depending on the program. But if you don't want to do that, I mean, if you do that, you're not exactly traveling. You're kind of like stuck in one place. So, I mean, you do get breaks. You do get breaks, but it's kind of like it's not. It's like spaced out throughout the year, and depending on where you are, I guess you can't really go very far. I mean, if you get like a couple of weeks here and there, probably can't do a whole lot, but you can definitely plan ahead of time, and hopefully during those couple of week breaks, the school doesn't have anything for you to do, like homework, because they're like giving you homework during the summer, at least in high school, and I guess just school in general, but I don't know if they do that in college. I hope not. Probably don't. But the other option is, if you're not doing any university stuff, is there are language schools in Japan that teach you Japanese. Now, I feel like that's a purely Japanese thing. I don't know if they have language schools anywhere else in the world. At least I haven't heard one for English, at least, anywhere in the US or Australia or the UK. Though I think there is one in the Philippines for some odd reason, I don't know why. But I feel like the language schools in Japan, where they actually teach you Japanese, is a really, I guess, weird thing to me. But I guess partly because they probably want to get some people in the country and working over there who want to learn Japanese. That's probably why they want to do that. Or, you know, people just go do the language school anyway because they want to learn Japanese and go back home. That's fine too. They get some money out of that. I think the school does anyway. But for the ones who actually stay, I guess that's probably helping with the job market that's not getting filled by the Japanese anytime soon, because, you know, population is not doing too good over there. But they're not letting people in because, yeah, I mean, I get it. It's also tough for them trying to juggle everything, and then there's this whole over tourism thing. Do they really want more foreigners in? Who knows? Part of me is like, if I could just visit, that would be okay. Living there is like something I want to try, but I don't know if I want to commit to. But then when you look at what is happening in the rest of the world, it might not be a bad idea to live there. Just saying. It's safer in general. It's more peaceful in general. And overall, if you don't mind following the rules and whatnot, it's like actually pretty easy to live there. Just have to ask yourself, is this really what you want to, where is this really where you want to live? I guess. But it's not a bad place to live, supposedly. Guess the only thing you have to worry about when you're actually in Japan and actually living there are volcanoes, earthquakes. Earthquake's a huge thing. That's probably the one thing you'll run into. Tsunamis, but well, I know not tsunamis. What is this? Typhoons, but everyone in Asia deals with typhoons for in some degree or another. The volcanoes, I think we already mentioned that. Volcanoes, typhoons, what else is there? Oh yeah. War. Because North Korea. Though I guess North Korea is not really interested in Japan itself, it's more interested in South Korea. But because that's like next door neighbor kind of thing, it's gonna spill over, and I guess it's gonna get really messy. Really messy. As well as the other big neighbor, China. Oh well. Who knows what's gonna happen in the next 10-20 years, but hopefully there's no World War III. That's all I'm thinking right now. But all that crap aside, Japan by itself, if you take all that stuff out of the equation, it's not really a bad place to be. I think the one thing, or I guess that's the few things that people tend to worry about if they do live in Japan is like, where do you work? You probably don't want to work in a Japanese company. Definitely not in a company that's known to be, what do you call this? Has like terrible worker conditions. I guess we call those black companies. I don't know how else to say that. And I guess in general, I don't know. My mind is like not really here. I'll be perfectly honest. My mind's not really here. It's just kind of floating, trying to figure out all this stuff. But also, it is still full of rabbits. It is still full of bunnies, and I'm trying to filter the bunnies out of my head right now, and I don't know how well that's working. But my mind is full of bunnies, and it just kind of wants to. It just wants to like do all the raid patterns in my head right now. It just wants to do that. And the Mahjong is a meditation. It is a meditative exercise to try to sort everything out. I don't know if it's working too well, to be honest. Both the Mahjong and the sorting out. Like, look at this. What the heck is going on here? I feel like there's a lot of obvious hands here, but people are kind of just like half thinking of what they're doing, myself included. It's like I don't even know what to do with this mess. I'm missing a few pieces, but I don't think I can get them. So what's the next best option? just try to get into Tenpai in 7 tiles. Sure, let's get rid of that one. Yeah, this ain't looking good at all. Yeah, we're not gonna get in Tenpai at this rate. Mongun at draw. Wait, someone had a Mongun? What do you mean what is Mongun at draw? I've never seen that before. I have never seen that. Huh? I have never seen that that condition before. What does that mean? I know there's a thing where if you discard all terminals and honors and no one calls those and it reaches the end of the round, you get points for that. But I don't think that's Mangana draw. I think that's something else. But if I remember correctly, their discard was full of other stuff too. So what exactly was that? We're gonna have to review that round once this match is over, because I'm very curious what happened there. What was that? East 2? East 2 of this game? Oh yeah, my head do be empty. Holy crap. I should have taken a nap. I should have taken a nap instead of playing all afternoon, all evening before the stream. I usually take a nap right before stream, or even just a really tiny one. But the past couple of days, when I did try to take a nap, I was basically knocked out for a solid 3 hours. And usually when that happens, you know, it's like your body's telling you, hey, you are lacking this much sleep. Go get that sleep. I don't think that was the case. I just kind of liked the bed. I liked the bed so much I did not want to let it go. I think that's what that one was. I mean, can you blame me? Bed is nice. Bed is very nice. Especially if it's warm and it's not too hot and it's not too cold and you just kind of like wrapped up in a blanket. Sleep is nice. Naps are nice. Though I know a lot of, maybe not a lot of people, I know some people that aren't, you know, they avoid naps at all costs because it ruins their sleep schedule, and I totally agree with that. It does ruin your sleep schedule. I have zero excuse for it, but at the same time, I like resting. I like giving my body the rest it needs. Maybe a little bit too much, to be honest. Maybe a little bit too much. And instead of resting, I should be like working out or something. I haven't worked out since I got back from the trip. Obviously, the week after I come back, I really don't want to be doing much of anything. But it's been a couple of weeks since then, and I probably should have at least started working out. So maybe I'll start next week. Let's see. Did I even have anything good in my hand? I had like 1, 2, 3 Doras, and I feel like I may have at least had 4 Yaku there, 4 Han. That's not too bad. I didn't lose anything, but I'm also not in 2nd place. I'm in 3rd place. We need to figure a way out of this, but I don't know if there's any way out of this. Because it's really, really hard to put a hand together. And red is freaking out. Really? Fine, let's get rid of that. Why is red out so quickly? I see in my hand, I see in my discards, the beginnings of 13 orphans, but I'm a little skeptical because I don't think I'm going to pull the rest of the tiles needed for 13 orphans. But it has the beginnings of one, and how many times has anyone actually discarded 13 orphans and said, "Oh no, I wish I should have kept that," and actually got into 13 orphans, because that would have been so nice. Because like it's one of those meme hands that you just gotta go for every once in a while. I don't think I've ever actually won with that. No, but I don't think I have actually. What is manga not draw? We gotta figure that out. What the heck is manga not draw? I don't understand. What is it? Because I don't think they had a Japanese name to it when they put it up. I don't think anyone actually announced what it was. It's just like, here's the points. Here's the points. Oh, that reminds me actually. Japanese TV. I think we've talked about Japanese TV on this channel a little bit before. It's okay. It's not the best. It's probably not great. Period. Probably the morning channels are okay, but you also get the weird variety shows in the morning. And when I say weird variety shows, I mean like just pure utter nonsense. Holy crap! Someone is dead. Oh, they're not dead. And I'm in 4th place. Okay, we still got a chance. I don't know how good of a chance, but we still got a chance. But anyway, Japanese TV in general is weird. They have like 3 or 4 different buttons. I guess each one is like some sort of... Each button is like you probably have a button for local channels. You got another button for pay-per-view. You have another button for satellite TV. The satellite TV is a little bit weird because when you think satellite TV, I think when I think satellite TV, I'm assuming you get some international channels also, but I don't think there was any of that. But at the same time, I don't even know what the buttons do because the remote control is so complicated. It doesn't work the way you think it does. But apparently there was one thing I saw on there where there's a bunch of like smaller, I guess, thumbnails on the screen, and each of the thumbnails was like a different program, and one of those little things was like Mahjong, and I wanted to watch the Mahjong channel. So I kept on trying to select the Mahjong channel, and apparently I couldn't select the Mahjong channel, and I was very, very confused why that was the case. At least until at least until the Google Translate on the screen was used. And apparently, well, this is weird to me because I've never done anything like this before. Apparently, they were like pay-per-view channels that you have to call ahead of time to watch them. Now, I don't know how pay-per-view typically works anywhere else. Never done it, never tried it. And I don't know. I guess back in the day. When I say back in the day, I'm talking like the 1990s, even maybe early 2000s. You would have to like call or something to activate said channels to be able to watch them. And fair enough. And I think that's what it is also in Japan, but it's like I guess it's the fact that you have to call like ahead of time or something to be able to watch it, and it's not like right away that you can watch it, was a little weird to me, unless that was like a mistranslation. I feel like it could have been a mistranslation. So maybe if I knew enough Japanese to call the pay-per-view, I would have been able to actually watch the Mahjong, but I didn't, so it is what it is. What? The Mahjong or here? The five bamboo had no Yaku, so I couldn't win with it. Yeah, that was Mahjong on TV, apparently. But it apparently also was pay-per-view. So I couldn't watch it. And I wanted to watch what professional Mahjong was like in Japan. Apparently, actually, you can probably watch it on YouTube somewhere. I just didn't think about that. Okay, let's figure out what the heck this manga draw is, because I am very confused. This was this hand? This was, yeah, it was this one. What the heck is manga draw? Let's see, manga draw is, which one? It was East 2? East 2. Let's go to East 3. Go back one turn. Okay, let's look at what's going on. So the person who got manga draw was the guy right across from me. If I look at their discards, okay, it makes sense now. It actually makes sense now. Their discards were all honors and terminals, and none of them were called. No one pawned them, no one cheated them, so it makes sense why they got that. So that was the only thing that I could think of that would get them points, and that's basically what happened. That's what manga draw is. So they did get that. Okay, it makes sense. I thought it was something else, but I never heard of it called as manga draw. So I was very confused. Okay, mystery solved. That was a legit hand. Let me double check here. Manga draw when a game ends in exhaustive draw. You win with this Yaku if all your discarded tiles are terminal tiles and none are, well, they forgot honor, also honor, and none were called by other players. A lot harder than it sounds, and usually when people are doing that, they're trying to get a Tanyao. But usually also when that happens, the other tiles are needed by other people, and it's kind of weird no one actually called anything. So there is that. But that's not what happened. They got away scot-free, and I also got, what was that, third place again? I was at 534 points before this whole thing started. Get me at least to first place. so I can recoup some of those lost points. Oh no, there's a Mutsuki. Now, as far as Mahjong Soul is concerned, skins really don't do anything. Allegedly, some people think skins affect your luck in the game. I don't think that's what's happening. But it would be kind of funny if they did, though. And now I'm kind of wondering what the heck is going up with them. That is exactly what I would have expected her to do. Anyway, some people are a little bit superstitious with skins. I'm not. But it's just kind of funny, though, that there are some skins out there that when people play them, there are certain playstyles that come out. Not necessarily that Aru would be in 3rd or 4th place regularly, but, you know, it happens. It happens. Okay. I guess we're going for Tanya right now. I'm just hoping it comes through. That is really it. Supposedly there's like a way to figure out the most efficient discard, and I think Mahjong Soul started giving out lessons in Twitter on tile efficiency and whatnot. I'm kind of like, this is over my head. This is way over my head. But hey, Ipatsu! Hardly see that. Give me that first place, please. Give me that first place. Well, just because we win the first hand doesn't mean we win the round. Or the match. So, let's keep going. Let's keep going and keep praying, because you need a little bit of luck here. Not gonna lie though, the Mutsuki earlier was a little bit, got me a little bit worried. But that also could have been us a few games ago. That could have also been us a few games ago, where we had a good hand going, but someone else was a little bit faster. Gimme. I don't care if it's only 1,000, just gimme. We need to advance hand so that we can end game quicker while we're still ahead. End it while you're ahead. That is the name of the game sometimes. And I'm just trying to think right now what the heck to talk about, and I really don't know what to talk about. Has anything happened to anyone recently that they would like to share? That is always open, guys. That is always open. Especially on Mahjong Night. Because sometimes I just don't have anything right now. I do feel oddly more relaxed. And not necessarily because I came back from a vacation, but I just feel oddly more relaxed this week than usual. And I wonder if it's because of the supplements I'm taking. I'm not talking about any particular... I'm not talking about supplements in general, but I'm thinking like ginseng. I don't know, I have that... we tried a little bit of a Korean ginseng in the food review stream last week. See? Ooh, 1,000 points. Okay, that's fine. Take your 1,000. Get out of my face. Take your 1000 advanced round. Just don't take more than that. Yeah, I've been nibbling at the tiny amount of ginseng I do have currently, and I honestly don't feel anything special from it. I don't know. Some people when they take certain things are supposed to be good for them, they feel like they're gonna be like Mario with a star power up and feel like really good or something. But a lot of times that's just not the case. That's just not the case. A lot of times you don't even feel it, and it just kind of works its way, but through your system, and you just overall feel better for one way or another. But in my case in particular, I just feel like it's like an even sort of temperament. Not that I've been temperamental. I feel like I'm in general not. But I guess if you don't get enough sleep, you get a little cranky in general, and not just in the morning. In general, you're a little bit cranky or depressed. Either way. And I forgot that they were in Ricci, so I gotta be a little bit careful where I step here. Because if anything, we don't want to be dealing into that. I have no interest in paying what I took a couple of rounds ago, I guess. Is it turns or rounds? I'm guessing it's rounds in this case. Anyway. Oh, 8 passed, really? Wait.
Oh.
It's like I cheated that, why is nothing happening? That's why nothing's happening. My hand is like in various levels of wanting to be complete, but it's not completing. Oh, this 4 is actually really dangerous here. But I am very tempted to toss it out. My goal right now is just to get into Tenpai. But we'll see how we even do that, because there's a lot of yeah, this 4 is very dangerous. I don't think I should be tossing that one out. Everything else in my hand seems safe, at least the ones I want to keep. Let's get rid of that. Get me into Tenpai, please. Okay. We good here.
Done.
Really? That's all you're taking? 2,000, I guess? If you take 2,000 enough, it adds up. Hey, I am sitting fine in first place. That is not the issue here. As long as we don't get hit, and we're in a good position, even if we're in a bad position, as long as we don't get hit, I think we have successfully played the game. I don't really talk about it that often here, and I probably should, and I think I used to at one point, but the name of the game in Mahjong is not to win. It is not to lose. Play defensive Mahjong. I know going for hands is fun. I do it all the time. but when everyone is like laying down tiles and someone is getting closer to tenpai, you might want to pull back a little bit and maybe not go for the hand, or at least try to discard everything that that looks like they might not need, and you'll probably get another hand that way. Not always, but it's better not to lose any points than, you know, obviously it's better to not lose any points. And gaining points is difficult in general, so I do what you gotta do, but try not to lose any points, and you will probably come out ahead whether or not you planned for it. It just kind of happens sometimes. Ooh, kind of like that. Kind of like that, and I don't even know which way I should have discarded. It seems like not a whole lot of people are discarding pins, so that was a bad wait on my part. Should have discarded a pin instead and waited on bamboos. It's like, who's gonna drop a 2 and a 5 pin? I'm not seeing it. Someone's holding that. Yeah, for some reason I didn't do that. Let's see, if I kept the 4, I guess the 4 would not have shown up. Well, I think I had like 2 weights or something. Oh, I had a 3 and a 8 for a weight. I would have gotten a 3 here. We would have won sooner. Oh well, hindsight. See, someone's holding the 5 over here. Someone's probably holding a 5 to my right, or to the left. I think that's a given. There's the 2. Effing finally. Give it to me. No. Oh, a double run! Someone's not having a good day. Honestly, they lost an equivalent of a Mangan. It's not too bad. But a double run hurts more than that. It deals you psychic damage. So, I don't know. I mean, overall, if you just look at it objectively, the points weren't bad. But you gotta wonder how they're feeling at the end of that, though. Now, here's the thing. We are in East 4th. We are also dealer. There's a couple of ways we can do this. Either try to win. I'm not sure if that would end the round. I'm not exactly sure the conditions to end the round. I think you either need 2 people above 30,000 to end it, or 1 person way above everyone else to end the round. So if that's the case, we let everyone else fight and we just play defensive mahjong throughout. So as soon as someone hits Richi, then we throw the round and not go for the hand, because we really don't need it. At the end of the day, we don't need it. If someone gets a Hanuman, they're still not gonna get past us. I guess the only way they would get past us if they get a Baimon. No, I think even at the Baimon they probably won't do that. Baimon's what? 16,000 I think? Yeah, 16,000. That's still barely enough. They would need at least to get a side Baimon. And as long as they don't get it off us, it's okay. If they get a side Baimon through a sumo, though, that's a different story. Even if they get a Baimon through a sumo, that would also hurt us, especially since we're going to be paying half of it in points. There we go. That ended the round, I think. Yep, that ended the round. I guess you just needed at least one person above 30,000. Hey, all the points I lost, I got back with a little bit of interest. We started at 535, we're now at 542. What is this? What's going on in Mahjong Soul right now? I guess there's an event, but I don't know what these are for. We didn't get them until now. What is this? Glow stick? Achieve a certain Yaku in a game to get a glow stick. I got 10 glow sticks, but I did not get enough albums. Where do I... Ah, it's a redeem. It's these redeems. I'm guessing these are bond mats. They're probably bond mats or something like that. Especially these ones. Especially those ones. Alright, well, I guess it's going to be partly a ranking session today. Let's see if we can get back to... Where are we? Adept 2. Oh, this hand is a little bit weird right now. Not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, okay, so green is out. Right away, green is out. If we can get south, then I guess we can just play around. And... Dora is east. Dora is east. We definitely do not need the north. What the heck am I gonna do with you? Get out of here. Oh, is this a streamer person? A streamer girl? Oh, I guess she is. But she got a new costume. Neat. I have her. I haven't bought any costumes because, holy crap, that's kind of expensive. I mean, I get it. It's one of the few ways that they actually make money, but it's like, yeah. Ouch. First round, ouch. Now, as long as we don't get third, as long as we don't get fourth, I'm okay with that. Third is okay. Not great, but I'll take third if I have to. Definitely don't want fourth. No one wants fourth. Oh, I guess I really should have taken a nap earlier. I am sleepy. I am sleepy as heck. Right now in my mind, there's like too many bunnies running around. Oh no, actually no, the bunnies have calmed down. The bunnies have calmed down in my mind a little bit. But I feel like as soon as I'm done with stream today, if there's a little bit of time, I'm gonna be playing with bunnies again. At least until I fall asleep. Or maybe I shouldn't. I probably should at least get some rest. Should at least get some rest for tomorrow, because I still work tomorrow. And worry about bunnies this weekend. I know I said I probably wouldn't stream Rabbit and Steel again because I kind of showed what I wanted to show. But I'm thinking, what if I did? What if I did? There seemed to be a lot of people that checked out the VOD of the last stream, the Rabbit and Steel stream. No comments or anything. It's just a lot more clicks than I was expecting. So I'm kind of curious if people want to see more of that. And I looked around YouTube also to see if anyone is talking about the game. And there is not a whole lot of people that are talking about the game. I'm kind of curious why. I wonder if it's because buckshot roulette is kind of the thing right now. As well as... what is the game right now that people are talking about? Buckshot roulette probably? And the Sisyphus game, neither of which I feel like touching at the moment, though buckshot roulette might be somewhat interesting. I got like a backlog of stuff that I want to get through, and I don't know if I can spare the time slot on quote-unquote streamer games. the games that are hot topics for streamers at the moment. I usually don't do that anyway, unless I'm interested in them to begin with, but still. I guess we're gonna go for the Tanyao here, because we need to get a little bit ahead. Just a teeny tiny bit ahead. As far as I'm concerned, Mahjong is always good, especially if you can get some people in on the game with you. But honestly, there's not a whole lot to talk about as far as this week is concerned. If anything, it's more like, what have I done? What did I do this past week? Nothing. I chilled. I chilled with bunnies, and that's really all. That's really all. And if I sound sleepy, it's because I kind of am. I'm not necessarily tired. I'm just... wow. Just a little sleepy. Just a teeny tiny bit sleepy, because I usually take a nap after work. Probably shouldn't be taking a nap after work. Again, ruins your sleep schedule. also probably shouldn't be taking a nap after I come from work and do my usual snacking, because I don't eat a whole lot before then. I don't eat breakfast typically because there's usually not enough time, and I try not to anyway because of that intermittent fasting and whatnot. Though I have been failing at that recently since I got back from Japan, because when you're traveling, you don't think about diets and such. At least I hope people don't. And when you're traveling, you, at least I do anyway, I tend to eat when I can as appropriate, because you need all that energy. I need that energy to walk around all day. Like, I walk 12 to 20,000 steps in a day when I'm traveling, because there's no way I can, well, not no way I can drive. It's more like, oh wow, I discarded all my wins. What that is great. It's not like there's no way I can drive. It's more like there's no reason to drive. There we go. There is no reason to drive for the most part when I'm in Japan, unless you're in Hokkaido, which I was, and I probably should have. Oh well. I'm kind of curious now what happened with my reservation. I actually reserved a car for one day when I was in Hokkaido, but there was a storm. Wasn't exactly sure what was gonna go on with the weather and such, so would I be able to go out and about? I didn't think I was gonna be able to, so I canceled that reservation. And because I canceled it like really close to the date, I think I have to pay a penalty or something like that, which is basically just a prorate of whatever I reserved. So I'm kind of curious how much it is. I don't think it's that much, but it's also not an insignificant amount. I'm just kind of glad that the yen is on the weak side. Also, somehow we're in second place by doing absolutely nothing. Or more like, not second place by doing nothing, more like second place because we can't do anything. We can't do anything. Somehow the Hoshino recovered. Good for the Hoshino. Now I gotta keep my rank, and I guess the person to my right also needs to try to keep their rank. But I am not gonna let them do that. I will try my best to win a hand to ensure I keep this second place. Except I'm not sure where to go here. Got a couple of closed weights in the pin section. I probably should get rid of the pin section in general, and we'll just focus on everything else. I'm gonna go for the Tanyao, ignoring the wind. I don't think I've seen my wind anywhere else. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have kept that. There's the second call. Not sure where the person to my right is freaking out. Maybe because they got skipped twice. Maybe I should have called the chi, but I'm not gonna call that chi because I would have to call another chi. No, we're not doing that. Give me pawn or nothing. I want the pawn. I want the pawn. I'll take this one.
Chi.
I'll take that chi. Just not a chi with my mons here because I kind of need those to stay together, and it's kind of hard for it to stay together if I don't do that. Let's get rid of this. I kind of want to keep the Dora, but I'm kind of thinking it might be a little difficult to keep, so let's maybe not do that. Right, and this is where I would probably start disassembling my hand, because I don't know what the heck is happening on the other side there. That is some epic music though, holy crap. On one hand, I am not dealer. On the other hand, that is kind of weak. That's not gonna do much. I'm still somehow second. But the game is not done yet? I'm guessing it's because the dealer is not above 30,000. I think that's why. I keep forgetting what the end conditions are. It's like I know someone has to be 30,000, but if you're the dealer and you're not above 30,000 and you win your hand or in Tenpai, I guess you keep going until you either lose the dealer and you're above 30,000, or you're above 30,000. I'm not sure. I think it's one of those. I believe it's one of those. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, do I? You know what? Give me the Ricci. Give me the Ricci. I would have liked to keep the threes, but Ricci, Ipatsu, Dora 2. Tanya, that's a mon gun. Oh, Dora 1? I thought I had 2 Dora. Oh, well, Dora and then the red Dora. I guess that's technically 2 separate ones. And just a little short to actually overtake. You know what? That's okay too. That's okay. And we got some albums for that one. Wait. White dragon, green dragon. Oh, okay. So you also get something for this other stuff. Well, somehow already got some of these. It is what is it right now? It is the end of May. Does it feel like half the year has passed for you? Half the year has already passed for you guys. I mean, technically it's not half the year, but we may as well be there with June coming up. For me personally, it does feel like a little fast, but also at the same time, I was just mainly waiting for April to come by so I can go on my trip. So it was like the first part of the year didn't even register in my mind. But now that the trip is well and done, time is speeding up again to the next event, and it's kind of scary. Not sure if anyone else feels the same way, but it's kind of scary. Because if you don't have any particular goals, then time is just gonna slip you by. So you always have to be planning something. Maybe you don't have to always be planning something, but it helps to have something planned. Or at least it helps to have a project or personal goal to work towards, so that time doesn't slip you by. Because holy crap, that has happened to me, and I'm kind of wondering, what the heck did I do? Well, I didn't do much. I worked, I went on vacations, and I enjoyed my time. At the very least, it wasn't time. It wasn't time. I don't feel like it was time wasted, but I wasn't ambitious about anything either, and I'm still not, to be honest. If there's any one thing I might be particularly ambitious about, it's probably like, how the heck do I get into Japan and not regret it? And when I say not regret getting into Japan, I mean, like, sure, I can go there, probably get a visa somehow to study and then maybe eventually work. Great. But do I really want to work there? That's the thing that a lot of people worry about when they decide to live in Japan, right? Do I want to work in Japan? Or even before then, because you've heard all the stories. You've heard the stories of black companies. Yes, they exist. I don't know if they're as widespread as people would like to think about, but you know, it's something to think about if you do work over there. Over time, I guess that's really only a problem if you're a salaryman or something, which is kind of weird. I'm honestly, the name salaryman to describe office workers is just such a weird thing to me. I guess I get it. But at the same time, Japan's naming sense is not exactly the best, but they use some terms correctly, and we just don't think about it because it's not a common term. Just to throw out some examples, what is a clown? I mean, when you think of clowns, right? When you say clowns, you kind of have an image in your head. But in Japan, what do they call clowns? Perio. The French name for clown. But when you hear Perio, you don't really think about that. It kind of takes a moment to process. That's one. And then there's like weird loan words that mean something else. Style. Style doesn't necessarily mean your personal style. It's more like your figure. And I don't understand that one bit. How did style become figure? Or was that supposed to be a euphemism that just kind of became its own thing? I don't know. Wow, this Hoshino is crushing it. It hasn't been, what? It's only been, we're still in, I think round 1? Oh yeah, we're still in East 1. And this Hoshino is already crushing it. And I hope I'm not the target in one of these hands, because that would be very difficult to to recover from. What do... Honestly, there's no good options here. My hand has way too many runs. And you just kind of pick and choose which ones you want to keep. Oh. Someone might be able to break the curse soon. Let's see. It's probably not me, though I am gonna try my best with what I have. And in hindsight, maybe I should have kept the Mons there. Oh well. Hindsight is hindsight. You can't really do much of anything there. Hey, look, cats. How are you doing? How you doing? I think we have enough people now for at least one friendly match after this. I've been, for the most part, just going through ranked, and I was kind of afraid I might D-rank here, and honestly, I'm doing okay for the most part. I'm actually doing okay for the most part. Don't think I will... I don't think I will rank up in this stream, but if I do, that will be great. For now, my mission is to survive. But yeah, I guess for the most part, my mind has been head empty. I've been head empty this entire stream, trying to figure out what to talk about, and not really coming up with much of anything, because all the tension, all the issues I had before vacation, for the most part, are not bothering me right now. There are still some things that are bothering me, but for the most part, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. The curse has been broken. And that is all I can ask for right now, because we don't want this Hoshino to keep rampaging. Yeah, so for the most part, I'm just, yeah, I have some things planned, or at least working on some things that I want to do for the future. Not sure if I'm gonna go through with it, but I am gathering information, trying to figure things out, and hopefully come up with a decision. And at the same time, trying to come up with a decision for those things is a little bit scary, because it means that I have to basically drop what I have currently going in my life to pursue them. I mean, I was gonna do that anyway this year, but I decided not to because of some other personal reasons. Mainly, the channel has seen some growth in the past several months, since the year started, actually, or even a little bit before the year started, and I'm kind of curious where that's coming from. I think some of it is coming from the Japanese learning stuff that I've been doing, and also some videos, and I kind of want to work on that a little bit, work on the channel a little bit, and so it's like, okay, maybe maybe I don't do this midlife crisis trip midlife crisis trip to Japan and work on the channel for a little bit and see where we're at. But at the same time, I don't know how much I can handle the uncertainties that is probably gonna happen in my job right now. And yeah, I kind of want to get out, but I'm staying for now until I figure some other things out that might be beneficial. Crap, I lost all my greens. Oh well. This is not the green I was hoping, but I think it's the green that someone else wants, so we're gonna keep that. Because I feel like I'm gonna get wronged if I toss it out. What the heck is going on with his hand? I don't even know. Got this, and probably toss this part of the sequence out. Or we could throw. Oh, the 6 passed? Okay, let me get rid of that because I don't want it. Actually, do we have time for a friendly match? I think we do. Let's at least get one friendly match. Oh yeah, I did catch up a little bit on the Blue Archive main story this week. You know, in the game. I finished Volume 2, which is the game development club, and I gotta say, overall, the game development storyline is a little bit weird. Compared to Volume 1, it was a little bit weird, not gonna lie. Because it was like mostly slice of life, but it slice of life with a little bit of ruin diving and whatnot. I don't know how else to call it. I don't know what the words are for it. But basically, they went into ruins to look for something, and came out with a couple of things. And the whole storyline from there is based around what they found. And it's like, this is the game development club we're talking about. I get it. All the citizens in Kivotos in Blue Archive have a weapon, and that's just normal over there. But this is the game development club we're talking about. They're not meant to go into the ruins, but they did anyway. And because of that, a lot of weird stuff has happened, and somehow they go toe to toe against against the main. I get what do you call them? Against the maids in the school, which sounds weird out of context, but okay. Just know maids, anime in general, don't mess with them. Same thing here. Same thing here. It's like, okay, for all intents and purposes, the game development club is basically just a slice of life group that gets into this weird situation, and I don't know what to make of it. all I can assume is a setup for something later down the line. But it's still weird. It's still weird. I don't think I can say that enough. What gets me the most though, okay? Rio, for anyone who knows who Rio is. She has got to be the most well, she plays her role to a T. She plays her trope to a T. Well-intentioned extremist to a T. And I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't know if anyone else feels that way too. At least initially. I don't know if she gets better later. But I don't like her because she just kind of reminds me of like some exec that doesn't listen to anyone. And that's basically what she is, right? That's basically what she is. She also has the most manhwa design. True. I mean, let's be honest though. Early Blue Archive designs, and there's still some that are there. Actually, there's still quite a few that are there. Look nothing like what you would expect modern Blue Archive designs to look like. Let's look at Irie, for example, the Choco Mint girl. She looks different. Her initial design is still in the game, but her updated design with the band looks so different. It doesn't almost look like the same person anymore. But yes, Rio also has the most manhwa design. And I think she does not carry a gun. I did not see a gun on her. If she has one, it's probably a handgun, but she's not showing it. She also does not look like a student. Let's be perfectly honest. There's a lot of students that don't look like a student, and she is one of them. She looks like she belongs on the not student council. That's basically where she is. She looks like she belongs on the school committee or something. It's weird. It's weird. Also, the more I look at Yuka's design, the more I realize just how small her waist is. I think it's because of her coat. The way her coat is, the way her coat sits on her body, it kind of hides her proportions a little bit. And because of that, I keep thinking her coat is like, I mean, everyone in Millennium has a coat because it's kind of like a stand-in for a lab coat, because you know they're the science school and whatnot. But the coat hides Yuka's proportions, and if you look really close, you can see some really serious curves on her that I wasn't aware of before. A lot of people make fun of her because of the thighs, but thighs aside, she has some curves. She has some serious curves. And I think those curves were mostly lost when she puts on the track uniform. I don't know. That might just be me. At least that's what I noticed. But no one talks about it enough. It's always about the thighs. And you know what? Fine. The thighs are good too, but yeah. I don't know. The volume 2 was weird. If we get another season of Blue Archive, the anime, it's probably gonna. I don't know if they'll. I don't know. I feel like you don't really need to. You don't really need to cover a whole season worth of volume 2 to for the anime, but I guess you kind of sort of do. Otherwise, it's gonna feel a little bit weird, like you do half a season of just volume 2 and then skip to volume 3 right away. I don't know if that's gonna work out. No, I will continue with the story. It's just, you know, finding enough time to sit down and read them. Because let's face it, there is a lot of text there. It's not voiced, but there's still a lot of text to read. And I think chapter 2 of volume 2 still took me a good 4 hours to read. At least 4 hours to read that part. So yeah, it takes time. I have to find time to do that. And for the most part, I don't usually have that time in the evenings because I do other things. But yeah, I mean, I can see why. Also, I mean, it was also suggested that do the story on stream, and I'm kind of like, why would you do the story on stream if it's just mostly reading that stuff? And I guess I can also see why you could do it, but at the same time, that's a lot of reading. So I feel like it's best to just do it on your own time, or at least on my own time. Volume 3 has 4 chapters. Okay, that's gonna take a while. That's gonna take a while. And then there's volume 4, right? And then after volume 4, there's volume F. Because we don't go to volume 5 right away. I think I've seen some Niji JPs start doing Blue Archive streams, the story portion. And I was kind of curious if it's because of the anime. I'm thinking it's probably because of the anime that they started doing that. Though I think they're mostly only covering the season 1 material. I don't know if anyone is going to be good doing it past season 1, unless they were super into it. Like I said though, it's mainly I need to find. Are you serious? It's mainly I need to find time to just sit down and actually read it. But it would also take forever on stream because, you know, voice acting, or at least reading, takes a while. It takes a while. Wait, if volume 3 has 4 chapters, how about chapter 4? You do chapter 1 first and then jump to volume F? Wait. There's actually an order to this? Hey, welcome. Chapter 1 first. Volume 4, chapter 1 first, and then go to volume F. Don't go to volume 4, chapter 2, so you know more context on that chapter 2. Wait, I'm confused. Why won't you go through all of chapter 4 first? And I know when final chapter, when volume F was released, I kind of got in the middle of that, or at least I came back in the middle of that, and I basically completed the events by doing skip all because I just wanted to get the rewards. So I know nothing about the order. In fact, I don't think I even have all of volume F completed, just the first chapter. But again, I didn't read it, so I need to go back and reread it so that I know what the heck is actually going on. I know a couple of fights happened during that time, and that's really it. As far as the context for the fights, I have absolutely none. BA stories progress by release of the chapter, not the order of the chapter and volume itself. I see. So do I go through all of... So what's the order? Do volume 3, all of volume 3, and then do volume 4, chapter 1, and then go through all of volume F, and then go back to chapter 4? Because that seems a little bit weird. I know chapter 5, 1 and 2. Volume 5, chapter 1 and 2. Came out. At least part of it came out recently. Oh, we're in South now. I should have not reached. So I secure the win. Crap. So I finished volume 4 after I do volume F? That's a little... That seems weird. Definitely not intuitive. Is there any indication in the game that says that's how it's supposed to be done? Because I get the impression that there isn't. Also, I get the impression from when I played the game way back when I first started the game. Volume 1, chapter 1 came first, and then volume 2, chapter 1 came next, and it wasn't until later that volume 1, chapter 2 came. But I went ahead and read all of volume 1 first, and then all of volume 2. I feel like that's how it was back then. But it was a while back, so I can't really say if that was the case or not. Not that it matters, I feel like. I'm just, for the most part right now, waiting to see what happens in the anime. Like, we know it's gonna go through all of volume 1, but in the anime, at least last episode, didn't seem like it was very eventful, but it was more like, oh yeah, it is the calm before the storm, because you know what's, if you play the game, you know what happens. You know, I'm looking at the time right now, and as much as I want to get a game with you guys, I don't think we have the time. It is kind of late. It is kind of late, and I am also kind of sleepy. Because Volume 4 Chapter 2 setting happens after Volume F. Ah, I see. I see. No worries. I don't think I asked you this, Lucas. Where are you watching from again? I know there's some people from that watch from Asia around this time, but I forget who. No, I only know. Not I forget. I know where some people are, but not everyone. Oh, are you serious? Double Richie. It's a little scary. I probably shouldn't be tossing out dragons, but if no one tosses them out, who will? Ooh. I'm going Zawa Zawa right now in my head. Okay, you know what? Give me my one Yaku. Thank you, Hoshino. Thank you for the one Yaku. That's all I need. That's all I need. Hey, did I rank up? Hey, I'm back in Adept 2. Welcome back to my rightful place. Now we can suffer even more. Will I get to Adept 3 at some point? I do not know. Maybe not this stream. Definitely not this stream. Maybe not by the end of the year even. But accomplishments today. We are back to our rightful place in Adept 2. It's been a while. It's been a while. The graph has not been very friendly to us, but hey, we're here now again. Alright guys, I'm sorry we couldn't get a game with each other. But yeah, it's a slow day, but I'm hoping you at least enjoyed watching. My rambling, I feel like wasn't quite on point today. I'll do better next time. Honestly, there was a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about, but I wasn't quite sure how to go about them because it's mostly stuff I am planning for the future. But at the same time, I can't really talk about them until I know for sure it's gonna happen. Like some really important stuff that I'm researching right now. Mainly researching just because I'm not sure if I want to go through it. I'm not sure if I want to go through some of the things that I want to do. I know that sounds weird, but I'm kind of like at the point right now in my career, like my real life career. I'm the point in my real life career where I'm like, is this really I want to keep doing? Do I really want to keep doing the thing I am doing right now, or do I want to do something else? And I'm only thinking that because for the past 10 years or so, well, not or so, literally the past 10 years, I've been doing the same thing. And for the most part, I was okay with it. But because I've had to move from where I was, which was a really good place, by the way, I've had to move out of necessity. And because I moved out of necessity from where I was to a place where I didn't want to be, it's got me thinking, do I still want to keep doing this? Because I don't know if I can go back to the place I used to be at. And if I did, I feel like my whole outlook on life would be so much better. But there's no guarantees in this world, and it's really, really hard to find a thing that I could do in the place I left. And because of that, I am here in a place where I do not want to be, but still doing the same thing. Except because the environment is not as good as it was before, it's like, I really just kind of want to do my own thing now. So I'm like looking into things that I am interested in, but I gotta ask myself, is it really the right move for me? Including like going back to school, or quitting everything and just traveling, or going to like other places and seeing if I could do better there. But at the same time, it's like, because COVID happened, and this is probably one of the main reasons that I'm going through all these stages of grief, if you even can call it that, and midlife crisis. Because COVID happened, I missed out on a lot of travel that I could have done during COVID but couldn't. And really the only place I traveled to, let's be honest, is Japan, and Japan was closed for 2 to 3 years. And I kind of want to catch up with the travel I missed over there. I say catch up, okay? I say catch up because that's the only place I tend to go to every single year, almost every single year since I've visited. And a lot of people will probably say, don't you get tired going to Japan every single time? And I'm like, no, I do not. I don't get tired going to Japan every single time because I don't go to the same places every single time. And not necessarily because I don't go to the same place every single time, but even if I do go to the same places every single time, I enjoy being there. I enjoy being there. I'm not sure if I can say that about other places I've been to, which quite frankly aren't a whole lot. But like, let's say for example I go to Canada. Sure, Toronto's kind of okay if you like the city. Montreal is fine if you want to go to not France but kind of France. Vancouver / Banff is pretty nice if you like the mountains and such like that. And I don't mind visiting any of those places, but it's more like a place to visit, not really a place to explore. That's one. I went to the first time in South Korea this past trip, and while I wasn't there for a very long time, the short amount of stay I had over there was like, yes, it was enjoyable, and there are probably a couple other cities I want to try going to in a future trip, but it doesn't really stoke my imagination to explore the country, if that makes any sense. With Japan, I keep going back because there are many places there that have caught my interest that I want to visit and explore, that other places so far have not basically scratched that itch. Like, okay, fine, in the US itself there's a lot of places to explore. However, I don't really know where to go per se, unless, I just drop everything and do a road trip, and I hate road trips. I will be perfectly honest, I do not like driving for long periods of time. Like, I can barely drive for more than an hour before zoning out and just getting tired at the act of driving. Before I got to my place, it was like 3 days of driving, and the longest stretch of driving I had to do in any of those days was like 8 to 10 hours, which is way too much, but I had to do it if I wanted to get here in a short amount of time without too many stops. But that aside, I keep going back to Japan because there's so many places to explore there, and it's not just Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. It's much more than that. And it's not just the cities, it's mostly like I like nature, and there's a lot of nature, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of little nooks and crannies that I guess your typical visitor is not going to be checking out unless they've had an experience with something similar in the country. Like, I wouldn't have thought about hiking and nature and stuff in Japan if it wasn't because of a detour I did in one of my trips. I was originally going to go to Mount Fuji to hike because it was a thing you do, right? But because I couldn't go to Mount Fuji that day, because of like weather and such, I went somewhere else a little bit closer to just check out and see. And because I did that, I got a little bit more interested in the nature. I got a little bit more interested in hiking over there and exploring those kinds of things. And because of that, I keep on going back. If it wasn't for that, I might have just hit the main highlights of the country, the big cities, the big attractions and whatnot, and never have thought too much about it. But it would still take a while. But because of that one experience, I keep on going back to keep looking for places that offer that kind of experience, if that makes any sense. Like, I could talk about hiking, I could talk about nature, I could talk about all the weird little nooks and crannies in Japan that most people won't think about. But I feel like if you don't at least get your own personal experience with something you absolutely like in a place that you visit, Japan or whatnot, Japan or wherever, you're not really going to find a reason to come back. That's my take on it. If you don't like your job, at least update your resume. I have been updating my resume, and I have been applying every place that I could think of, but I have not gotten any response back, which is the weird thing, because my resume isn't sucking. I have like a lot of experience, by the way. I have a lot of experience, but I haven't gotten so much as a callback from a lot of those places. And I'm kind of wondering, are these jobs actually open? Or am I not just fit for what they want to hire, I guess. I don't know. It's a little weird because sometimes the jobs that you're looking for, especially with my particular thing, the search terms are a little bit weird, so it's a little bit difficult to find exactly or something similar. And some people are a little bit picky with their requirements. Some like, okay, you check most of these boxes off, let's give you a call and see what you're about. But there's also some people, it's like, nope, you must have every single one of these because we're looking for this particular thing. And I get it, and I'm at the point where like I have the experience to understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, if I just wanted to try something new within the field, I don't think I'm gonna get that experience for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, that's basically all the stuff I'm juggling through right now, and I'm still deciding on a few things here. But at least for the foreseeable future, I feel like I'm gonna be in the same place at least maybe until the end of the year. I'm not sure what's gonna happen next year. But while I'm here, I do want to work on the channel a little bit and see what I can do to, show you guys more things, and hopefully introduce you guys to like more games, I guess, more more ideas and whatnot. Definitely do a little bit more Japanese lessons here and there, and go through that journey with the people who have subscribed at least to the Japan learning lessons. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying all this to vent or whatnot. It's more like, yeah, this kind of the situation I'm at right now, and for the most part, I'm okay with where I'm not okay with where I am. Mentally speaking, I'm not okay where I am. But it's more like, okay, we gotta get through this, but there's a lot of waiting in between, and you can't really rush through the waiting. So it's like, hopefully the mental stamina holds on in long enough to where you get to the next thing. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully I hold out long enough to get to the next thing. And really the one thing that's keeping me sane is honestly streaming and all the content creation stuff, to be honest. That's the one thing keeping me sane. Also being able to go on trips when I can. That's the other thing keeping me sane. Both of those together are keeping me sane while I figure out where I can go next. Because I don't want to stay here longer than I have to. That was always the plan since day one. But because I'm staying longer than I intended, yeah. Anyway, sorry guys to unload that, but really there's nothing else for me. There's nothing else really going on. Just kind of chilling. Way too much bunny game. If you guys haven't checked out Rabbit and Steel, check out the VOD to see if it's something you might be interested in. Otherwise, maybe also check it out on Steam. It's pretty good if you're into, I guess, raid mechanics and stuff. Like if you're into like the whole raiding thing, like it would be in an MMO, but in a much more compact form. Also bunnies. I don't know if anyone's interested in bunnies. The theme of the channel is partly bunnies anyway, but I have some friends in Discord that was like, hey, you should check out this bunny game. It's like, okay, I'm checking out the bunny game because it looks interesting. And now we're trying to get a raid together this weekend to actually play bunny game. I gotta ask them though if they're okay with me recording, because I want to at least share some of those raid moments in a video, because I don't think they'll agree to a stream, but they might agree to a video. We'll see if that happens. I'm trying to convince them into it, but if either way, it's like a hectic experience that's pretty fun. No, we're not doing Bunny Garden. I think Bunny Garden is the one thing I know for sure. It's not, I mean, I like watching Bunny Garden, but I don't think I would enjoy playing Bunny Garden. Because Bunny Garden is something I would probably play on my alone time. And it is not horny enough. I'll be quite frank with that. Bunny Garden is not horny enough. For the main reason everyone is stacked with big boobs. I like them medium, I like them flat. Big boobs are fine, but if you have all big boobs and it's like 100% fan service, it kind of takes away the magic a little bit to me. If you look at Azure Lane Live 2Ds, that is how you do good. That is how you do good fan service with big boobs, okay? Let's be perfectly honest. Azure Lane knows what they're doing with their big boob fan service. That's how you do it. Bunny Garden is not it. It is fine for what it is, but it is not it. I'm also not one to get excited over panty shots. I never understood it, I'll be perfectly honest. Bunny outfits also by itself does not really interest me, though Asuna and Karen in Blue Archive and bunny outfits. Holy crap. That's actually really nice. Neru in a bunny outfit is hilarious. Not really my thing, but it's hilarious for other reasons. Toki's cute. And I forget what the Akane, right? Akane's the other one. She's okay. She looks a little bit weird in the bunny outfit. I'll be perfectly honest. She looks weird in the bunny outfit. I don't know why. Like, she would be like one of the people you would think would work on. It would work with, but it's. I'm not. I accidentally hit the ending button. I wasn't gonna end it, but I can't stop it now. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming. I'll see you later. That was my mistake. That was my mistake. See you guys later. Thank you again. Bye-bye. It was supposed to be an emote. Okay, I was supposed to hit an emote, and then it was ending button. All right, good night, everyone. Good night.